Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a really pretty, colorful, color blocked necklace using our June Bargain Bead Box Summer Sunrise. Yeah, I'm way behind. It is what it is. So anyway, let's get to making. So I have chosen to use some pink rhodochrosite, a soft flex medium beading wire to bead this onto, and we have big pile of beads down here. And this one is going to have the pendant being this really pretty dyed agate, and we're going to actually hook this to a ring like so, and then to a bell. So it'll go like so. Isn't that pretty? So let's move it up some so you can see it better. There we go. Now, I've got a couple of jump rings to do that with. We can do that right now, or we can do it later. Let's go ahead and do it now. So get a couple of our chain nose pliers out. Now, these little, these are the medium size I use as far as oval jump rings are concerned, and I think these will work fine. It's just, will they go over both of these? And I see, looks like we're going to be doing it just with no problem. Well, this doesn't want to go on. And as I frequently say, put the smaller one on first so it can move out of the way. Then put your bigger one on, like so. Now we will take our pliers and close that back up. Sure it's closed. It is. I am going to try and flip this jump ring so it goes to the back. So like that. Let's see if we manage to get it to do it. Now the problem will be, are these going to move side by side? Is this got enough room for the smaller one to go down to the bottom? Why this bigger one's up at the top? And yes, we just got it to work, I think. No split still in the front. So I may have to physically undo it to move them over, because I do want this split in the back as opposed to the front. So we'll open it up a little bit. And all we're going to do, if we can get it to do it, is to take our pendant piece, and I think I can get it. Come on, you. Doesn't want to. I was thinking we could just take the pendant off and roll it around, but we have to nope, you're going to face the split again if we do that. Go this direction. Now we'll close it back up, because I think we've got it now, hopefully. There we do. Now I've got that split to the back. So we'll do the same with putting it on the bail. Now we want to make sure that the split again goes to the back. Come on, you. Let the belt slide down into that hollow spot. Over here. There we go. Close it up. A little teeny bit more. There we go. And there we go. There is our pendant piece made. Now we're going to want to start stringing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to string directly on the spool because I don't know exactly how much wire we're going to need. So we'll pull some wire out. I've pulled over a foot out here. And then we're going to put a bead stopper on this one end. And then we're going to start stringing, and I'm going to string from the middle with just a little bit of the other side going. So what I mean by that is I'm going to go to start my pattern, which you don't know what it is, but you will in just a moment. And we're going to put on 4 of these pink seed beads, bicone, 4 pink seed beads, and another bicone. Now this is our centerpiece. This is where our veil is going to hold. So I'm going to put it so it goes right like here. Now because we don't need the bail on until we go to the other side, we're going to take it back off. I was just showing you how that was going to sit in there, like so. And I'm going to take it off until we start stringing the other side, and we'll set it aside up here. And I think I just knocked my bicone off. I did. And then we're going to go with a small spacer, large spacer, and then 3 of the orange agates with a large spacer between each one. So like so. Well, if I can find their hole. There we go. Now that we've got these 3, we're going to put on another large spacer and then another small spacer. Like so. Next, we're going to put on a bicone, a pink seed bead. This is going to pull this up into the necklace, the pink, this pale pink I've got down there. Now we've got this, and we're going to go back to a small and a large. The next thing is the pink, these pink ones here. And then we'll do the large pink on you. Oh, come on. Now we'll do the large, small again. And the bicone pattern. Come on, baby, take your small one. Now the bicone, the pink seed bead, bicone, then our small, large pattern of spacers, then we're going to go to 3 of these yellow guys here. And instead of a large spacer between them, we're just going to put a small because they're a smaller bead. And I'm not sure I would want the larger. I mean, the larger would still work because see, it's right here. But I just think it's better with just the small. So now though, we do need a large and the small to end that pattern. Then we're going to go into the seed bead pattern again with the bicones and the seed beads. Then the small and large. Now we'll put on the purples. Now we go back to the bicone seed bead bicone pattern. The small, the large, and now we're at the 3 yellows because I'm putting this pattern between each of these sets of pretty colored beads. Yellow. Back to the large, small. And the bicone seed bead bicone. Now the greens. Some of these green are more like a teal blue color. See, this one's almost blue. That's pretty, I like it. So we are almost done with this side. Not quite, but close. Because we're going to put our bicone seed bead bicone. You know, I'm going to put one of these longer ones on since we're close at the end here. Well, baby. Small, large, you need something poked out of your middle. Yellow. small yellow, small and yellow. Now my design has us stopping right here. Let's see how large, or long I should say, this ends up being. And if we want it longer, rather than adding beads here, I am going to pull the, you see I didn't put the pattern in here because I had these orange ones instead of some of the brightly colored. So what we'll do, if it's not as long as I want it, is we'll pull these off, do the yellow pattern in here, and then the other, so it adds that almost, it would add about this much. So we'll see what we're at. So let's get our ruler out and we will check this out. So the ruler says this is about 10 inches because we're right at the middle right here. And is 20 going to be as long as I want it to be? I think not. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull that out and put in the other pattern. I'll have to get some more beads out, but that's all right. I have them beside me here. And we will bring our wire to here and cut it. This is probably more than we need, but I am adding something, so I don't want to have too short of an amount. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bit off right here to right here. And we're going to put on the yellow pattern. We'll have to get some more beads out, but that's all right. We can do that. Yellow, small bead, yellow, small bead, yellow, large bead, small bead, bicone, pink, and bicone. Then we want the small, the large, and then we'll go put these beads back on right here that we took off. So I'm gonna move this up some here so to account for what we just did. Now we'll put on these back on. Now, as you'll probably recall from the beginning of this video, this is our center point. So we need to put our pendant on now. So through the bail and bring it down onto there. That's good, like so. And now we're at center, and we have to start back the same way we went through. Now, as we get to the point where we need them, I'll have to fetch some more beads out, but that's all right. We can do that in a bit. But now we go with a small, large, the 3 orange for this side, now as you can see, I did it that way because the bell cannot go over, will go over these smaller beads, but it will not go over the larger orange one. And that is the main reason we had to put that on right now. This puts a lot of orangey colors down here at the bottom, and that's why I originally did not put in this piece right here, but it is what it is. We'll just have more orange down here. And now it is time I need to go fetch those extra beads I said I was going to need. So we will go do that. So we're going to need at least 6 yellows, 4 bicones, and a couple of the pinks. I've got some spacers and the pinks out already, so here's these. Looks like we need 6 of these little yellow ones. Well, that's 7. We don't need 7. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of the bicones. So here we go again. We're at these 3 yellows right here. I didn't get out any small spacers. Let's see, do we need some small spacers as well? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Oh, I have much more line than I needed. But here is what it looks like so far. There's the, we'll swing it around so you can see the tail end here. So let's see how long it is. And it is at about 22 inches. When we put the magnet on, it'll be more like 23. So that's a pretty good length. But I'm gonna think for a little while if I want to add just a little bit more so it's more like 24. Okay, it is a pretty good length. The only thing I'd want it a little longer for is so that the green or teal or whatever you want to call them would come more to the front. But I don't think that's going to work that way unless I decide to add I could add another little seed bead and bicone turn here, and that would give it probably another ½ inch to an inch, and we'd be at 24 then, and that might be what I want to do. I've got enough bicones to do that. I only need 4, and I've got 8, I think, so we could do that. I think we will. One more. There we go. And a couple of these. Couple pink. 1, 2. And then we need a couple of the large spacers. So let's put those on here. So we'll start with this side. Get this space, big spacer, small spacer, then the bicone, seed bead bicone. Now when we clip, finish these off, put the clamp on, or clasp I should say, we may discover that our thread won't go back through the bicones and seed beads, and if they don't, well, that's fine. We'll just have to trim it off right at the ending there. There we go. There's our extra tiny little bit of length, and that's going to make it be 24. Well, it's not quite, because see, it's pulling up some, but that's when we put the magnetic clasp on, it will add that extra little length we need to make 24. So let's get doing that. So we just take off one of these ends, grab one of the, which are stuck to the magnet, put one of those through here, then through the magnet, which is trying to grab our wire. Because even though this has a coating, this is a very strong magnet, and it's getting hold of the wire that's inside our coating here. So put this on here, get our magical crimpers out, put that right in the divot and squish. Then we'll turn it and squish again. Stop magnet. It's good and tight. Yep. Now we'll see if we can get this bicone to go over both lines. Oh, it did quite easily, actually, even. How about you, seed bead? Another bicone. So we'll cut it right here where it comes out of that last bicone, and roll the wires and things down all the way to the other side. The magnet likes our bead stopper. So now we'll put this side on, Make sure we don't have any gaps, but at the same time we don't want it really tight either, so we will swing it around like that. Now we'll go through our magnet here. Then through the crimp tube and through our first few beads here. Come on, baby, go through the bicone. Looks like this bicone may not want, oh, it's already through. There we go. Now we'll just pull it up. Take hold of the magnet to do that and just pull, because the magnet's going to work as sort of a point where it will pull it through at, and you don't have to use as much pressure to get it through there. Want it up just a touch more. Down, and now we'll get our crimping pliers out, get it over into the, come on magnet, let go of my pliers, and squish, and turn and squish, and turn and squish, and she's going sideways. There we go. Now that's the only thing about a magnet clasp. It's going to grab anything that's metallic close to it, and that includes your pliers and your crimp beads and everything else you can think of. Okay, there we go. She's done. So we need to trim off this extra little bit of wire. I said she was done, but we still need to get rid of the extra wire. There we go. So I still had like 5 inches there. And these can be put away too. But there is our necklace all finished. Isn't that pretty? So let's measure its final length with the magnet there. I think it's going to be close to 24. And I was right. It's right at 24. So there's our pretty necklace using the Bargain Bead Box Summer Sunrise. Isn't that pretty? So here we go. Here is our beautiful necklace using the Bargain Bead Box Summer Sunrise. Now, as I said, I think it is there is a little bit of gap up here, but that tends to happen. And then when you twist it up, that gap disappears, of course. So, like I said, I would have liked a little less orange here and more of the other color, but it's still really pretty. I still like the way it looks. I hope you enjoyed making this with me. As I said earlier, this pretty necklace is made using Bargain Bead Box's Summer Sunrise. I believe that was June's box. Isn't it pretty? I think it turned out lovely. And it is a pretty nice length. So anyway, this has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.